10 Isekai anime with unique weapons. The Isekai genre has a limitless range of protagonists who reincarnate or are transported to a new world. Coupled with their experiences, knowledge, and life lessons from the modern world, they quickly build up an interesting character in a new setting. They also gain cheat abilities and skills or harness unique powers with their past life knowledge. Fans of anime looking for epic fantasy adventures to watch will find these titles among the best ever animated. The most common trait in these new worlds is the introduction of magic and other elements of fantasy. As such, these Isekai anime explore how protagonists utilize their past life knowledge to create or wield unique weapons that world hasn't seen before. From modern weapons to creative weapon designs, these Isekai anime promise a fresh take on traditional armory. The Eminence in Shadow. Manu-infused slime sword, and crowbars. Number of episodes: 32. Minoru Kajinu is one of the few protagonists who has long dreamt of becoming the strongest person, even before his reincarnation. He went through all kinds of rigorous training before he died by the beloved Struck-kun. In the new world, he continued to hone his skills from scratch with the new addition of magic. Blending in the crowd as a background character, he is the strongest boss of a shadow organization fighting to fulfill his fantasies. There are hardly any anime fans who haven't watched The Eminence in Shadow. It is one of the most interesting takes on the Isekai genre, with a detailed world setting and lore. Some can compare it to One Punch Man, where the protagonist himself is not the center of attention but the other characters surrounding him. As the strongest character, he uses magic and slime to create protective clothing, swords, and crowbars for combat. He also has the magical power to nuke an enemy by splitting an atom. Added note by Giant Viking. The original writer wasn't fully accurate, as the protagonist didn't split an atom. He combined his knowledge of nuclear device with magic, to create the effect of a nuke. He activated a pillar of densely packed magic, fire to destroy a targeted area. The protagonist's nuke was far better than humanity has developed, as it will only affect a finite area, and it leaves no nuclear fallout, by creating a barrier to contain the destruction. Tsukimiki, Moonlit Fantasy. Magic-formed bound arrows, Mana Matter Armor. Number of episodes: 37. Makoto Misumi is sent to another world due to his parents' contract with a goddess from that world. Unfortunately, the goddess considers him ugly and hideous and places a curse on him for his inability to communicate with humans. He is also banished to the edge of the new world but saved by his world's moon god, who grants him power instead. As he makes his way into the mysterious world, he makes powerful allies and prepares himself to vow revenge on the goddess. Like Sid Kajinu from The Eminence in Shadow, Makoto Misumi has also undergone some training in combat and archery skills. As a result, it makes him exceptionally powerful from the get-go. With his love for archery, he uses a bow and arrow made from magic with different elements. He also uses creativity to use the fireball spell as a Gatling gun. Still, his most powerful strike is when he pours his mana into his magical arrow, which can decimate an entire area. In Season 2, he also manages to create a powerful armor made of mana, named as Mana Matter Arifurata, from commonplace to world's strongest. Number of episodes: 25. Hajime Negumo is a 17-year-old otaku summoned to a fantasy world with his classmates. They gain valuable abilities to help defend humanity from dangerous monsters and dungeons. All his classmates gain powerful gifts while he gains a transmutation skill without offensive power. One day, a classmate betrays him while discovering a labyrinth where he falls into the deeper levels. As he struggles to survive, he does whatever it takes to survive. Although the protagonist starts as a weakling, he eventually grows to become overpowered with the help of his transmutation skill. It allows him to create powerful modern weaponry, with the help of materials found in the deepest regions of the labyrinth. He may not be aware of the intricate making of guns, but he makes up for it with the help of magic. In a way, Arifureta explores a great collaboration between magic and modern technology. As he gains more items for clearing labyrinths, he experiments and creates more weapons and vehicles. Some notable ones include a sniper rifle, a bike, and a heavy utility vehicle, Cube. The anime is due for a third season with a few side stories. In Another World with My Smartphone. Shape-shifting gun with a bayonet, blade turns into sword. Number of episodes: 24. Genres: adventure, isekai, harem. Studio production Read, J.C. Staff. Japanese title Isekai wa Smartphone Totomo. Due to God's mistake, Tuya Mochizuki is accidentally smitten with a lightning bolt. To make up for his mistake, he offers to send Tuya to a fantasy world of swords and magic. In addition, he could have any wish to make his journey a smoother and more enjoyable experience. Tuya wishes to bring his smartphone, which God happily agrees to. The anime goes on to explore his journey into the new world. Being a slice of life genre, In Another World with My Smartphone anime has little to do with combat and epic battles. However, Tuya can maximize his magic cheats by discovering and creating new types of magic. He can also use his smartphone to browse the net to find information on everything, from ice cream recipes to popular handgun models. As a result, he creates a unique gun with a bayonet, which he can also use as a sword with magic. He also uses his smartphone to mark enemies and bombard them by tapping on the screen. Knights and Magic, the complete collection. Number of episodes 13. Genres: mecha, action, isekai, fantasy. Seasons 1. Studio 8-bit. Giant fighting robots and armored combat suits. Fans of Gundam and giant robot fights will love Knights and Magic for its unique premise. It explores the story of Tsubasa Kurata, a programmer and an otaku who meets an untimely death and reincarnates into a medieval world. There exist giant, powerful mechs called Silhouette Knights, which people use to fight demonic beasts. As a programmer, Tsubasa can navigate the intricate workings of magic and mechs to create unique Silhouette Knights. Although he helps the kingdom protect themselves with his knights, his ultimate goal is to build the best mech no one has ever seen before. Knights and Magic does an exemplary job by showing Tsubasa's journey in building his mech. Unlike Arifureta and In Another World with My Smartphone, Tsubasa is more knowledgeable in the intricate workings of giant robots. As an otaku, he spent his free time building models of fighter robots, from which most of his ideas stem. His skills as a programmer also help him program magic as he wants to help the mechs work the way he wishes. Although the anime has decent CGI fights, fans love it more for the building phase of the mechs. The world's finest assassin gets reincarnated in another world as an aristocrat. Modern weaponry and rod from God. Number of episodes: 12. The world's most proficient assassin is betrayed and killed by the organization he dedicated his life to. However, a goddess proposes an agreement to assassinate the hero of a fantasy world to help prevent the world's destruction. Taking it as a fresh opportunity to live a new life of freedom, he accepts the request and reincarnates as Lug to Avida. From a young age, he starts honing his skills as an assassin by incorporating his previous world knowledge and magic. Lug is one of the few genius protagonists who was well versed in many subjects, when he was working as an assassin in his previous life. It comes in handy as he navigates his new life, while tackling the mission of growing strong enough to defeat the hero. He creatively uses magic by combining his skills and knowledge to create modern weaponry like sniper rifles, bombs, cannons, and rod from God. The last item is an overpowered weapon, similar to a nuke involving a rod launched from space to hit a designated target. The second season of The World's Finest Assassin is underway, and there is no release date yet. Trapped in a dating sim, the world of Otome games is tough for mobs. Futuristic airship, robots, and AI assistant named Luxian. Number of episodes: 12. Genres: romance, action. Isekai. Studio NG. Japanese title: Otome Game Sakai wa Mob Nikibushi Isekai Desu. An ordinary man is blackmailed by his sister to complete a dating simulator, which he manages to do in a single setting for many days. Sadly, he meets an untimely death when he falls down the stairs due to hunger and extreme sleep deprivation. The next thing he knows is that he reincarnates in the same game world as a mob character, Leon Fubartford. Unable to accept his ill fate, he goes on an adventure to find the item he spent his money on. After finding and claiming the item as his own, he must navigate the unforgiving society. Regarding weapons, Leon relies entirely on items purchased in his previous life. He gains ownership over the AI assistant Luxian, who oversees futuristic robots, airships, and a base. Leon uses a giant robot to fight with other robots and uses the airship to get around. He also uses his gaming knowledge to gain items and help the original protagonist to get her powers. The second season of the series is currently underway. The Rising of the Shield Hero. Growth type shield for both offense and defense. Number of episodes: 50. Genres: action, isekai, fantasy. Studio Kinema Doctor Movie. Japanese title: Tate no Yasho no Naragari. No Fumi Iwatani is summoned to a fantasy world along with other people as one of the 4 cardinal heroes. However, he deals a bad hand when he becomes the shield hero. The other people become the heroes of a sword, bow, and spear. His fate worsens when he is wrongly accused of Sa by the cunning Malty Melremark, who backstabs him. Eventually, he is expelled from the kingdom, and starts his journey of strengthening himself and regaining his reputation. Despite being stuck to only using a shield, Nofumi learns about the truth of his role and uncovers the secret of the monster waves. He also explores his skills and knows how to use his shield for defense and offense. He can continually upgrade and change his shield, which helps him unlock new skills and functions depending on the situation. Eventually, Nofumi grows to become overpowered, which the other heroes can no longer refuse to deny. The 4th season of The Rising of the Shield Hero is due for release soon. Combatants will be dispatched. Futuristic combat suit and modern weapons. Number of episodes: 12. Sentoin Rakugu is a chief operative of the villainous Kisaragi Corporation. He is assigned to infiltrate the Kingdom of Grace to help alter the fate of the world. Although he believes himself to be overpowered, reality is far from his expectations. Moreover, he has to perform minor evil deeds to gain points and power in his combat suit. The anime explores his journey of infiltrating the kingdom and helping them win against the Demon Lord's army. Although the anime has a simple premise, it makes up for the hilarious personality and skills of Sentoin Rakugu. With a focus on comedy, his combat skills entirely depend on the combat suit he brings with him from the future. However, he goes on to find certain artifacts and weapons with the help of his futuristic robot companion, Alice. The companion can also request additional weapons, vehicles, and other items from the future by sending in a request to the HQ. I'm standing on a million lives. Sickle, wooden stick, frying pan, anything but weapons due to class. Number of episodes: 24, 2 seasons. Yuzuki Otsuyu is a teenager who hates how his life is and would rather spend his time in virtual worlds, away from society. One day, he encounters one of the famous athletes in his school, talking to another student who is often absent due to an illness. They disappear before he can strike up a conversation, and he is roped along with them into a fantasy world. He also finds the two of them already familiar with the new world, who help him learn the ropes. As they traverse the new world, they must complete quests, gain experience, and grow stronger for unknown reasons. I'm Standing on a Million Lives is one of the few isekai anime where the protagonist, and the other characters can traverse the modern and fantasy worlds. The new world also shares some concepts of a video game, where one can revive in 30 seconds as long as one party member is alive. When it comes to combat, Yuzuke struggles to fight due to his class restrictions, as he is a farmer. However, it doesn't stop him from engaging in fights, as he will use anything apart from weapons to defeat his enemies. Throughout his journey, he used a frying pan, sickle, a wooden stick, and other random items to fight. True Isekai fans should make sure they've watched each of these iconic anime from start to finish. As a major Isekai fan, I have watched many of these. I still need to catch up. I think I'll be watching Tsukimiki next. Hello. Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to like and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for future content, comment and let me know. I know many are not comfortable with AI art, but I am saving to gather supplies to delve into other art styles. It will take time, but I am hoping to get into resin, woodworking, and metalworking. All I ask, please enjoy my videos.